Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is DD Digimon. All we can do is hope he keeps his pants on. We're kicking things off with a shuffler special. We do have a Terminus as well as double Dreadknight to help us out, and as it turns out, we can play out everything in our hand. Keep your pants on. We draw a third Dreadknight. The Undying Legion is here. This turn we'll go with the Terminus. The early mana advantage will be ours, especially since we've already played out all our lands. They play out a Stormchaser's talent. I don't think I've seen an Azorius Lessons deck. Let's stay alert. We draw a third land, which is great. We can play out a Dreadknight after we draw with it first. That is if the auto-tapper doesn't Scrooge us. Let's manually tappity-tap-tap. We see your otter token, and we raise you an Undying Dreadknight. They throw down an iceberg. It won't kill our Dreadknight, but it will lock him in ice. That's okay, we've got a Legion. We'll draw once again before we play out our second Dreadknight. They play out a Caretaker's talent. That's a lot of talents. And we could snipe their otter now. Let's wait for them to try and make a copy of it. They send it, and while sniping it would save ourselves the damage, we can still block. Their token will be gone, but our knight will bring himself right out of the grave. We draw an angry outhouse and we'll drop it in, and then everyone's favorite friendly neighborhood Dreadknight returns. He's got teeth he needs to kick in. We'll get in there for damages before we make any plays. Let's see if they have any defensive measures. We'll draw with Dread Whispers, then play out our second Dreadknight. Surely they will have to do something in the face of a 6 damage board. They clear out our knights with a Day of Judgment. While that worked to delay them, it's not a permanent solution. They will be coming right back. They never miss a day of work. They always punch in. Sure, we've used all our mana, but we are right back where we were before their board wipe. They play out an authority. While our men will enter play tapped, it's not that big a deal, considering they have 0 attackers. They follow up with a split up and take out both of our knights once again. Regardless of what killed them, they will get to come right back. We draw a cub, and we'll play it out. We'll earthbend our outhouse, so it too will be able to get in for damages. And that leaves us with enough mana to play out the other night. That's 2 board wipes that have done essentially nothing. Thanks to our knights, we've kept our hand loaded while theirs has been slowly dwindling down. They fire off yet another split up. That's 2 of those and 1 day of judgment. But our outhouse will come back on its own easily enough, and our knights are down but not out. We'll get started with rebuilding our board. We'll draw with a knight, but I think our best bet is going to be a virtue. With it, we can get our men back from the grave without having to pay life. It lands after a brief moment. Now we wait to reap the rewards during each of our upkeeps. They hit our virtue with a bounce. We do get a sushi for our troubles. I'm betting they'll hit it with a counter when we go to play it again. They pay 2 life to get that land in untapped and then do nothing. We've got a full hand, and they are down to 2 cards. It took a while, but our knight gets his boots back on the ground. Next up, we'll send in the sushi for that sweet, sweet hit. We just want to see if they'll do anything to defend themselves or if it's going to be another sweeper. Let's try for our virtue. Even if they have a counter, we're fine with that. It will be another card out of their hand. They fire off a 3 steps ahead, and they're going with the dig option as well. It's all good. They will still only have 2 cards in hand. We'll follow up with our Dissident. We can use it to snipe cards out of their grave, and they do have a Storm Chaser's talent that they can level up to get one of their board wipes back. They make a sushi of their own, but ours tastes better. Free always tastes better. Then they follow up with another Storm Chaser's talent. We were hoping to prevent them from getting an extra token with their Caretaker's talent, but we did tap out. On the plus side, there weren't more board wipes. Let's take some time to clear out their tokens. The dangerous ones, at least. They may have taken our virtue, but they'll never take our freedom. And now we can harness the power of our soul, of our Terminus, and we'll be able to start getting our dead men back from the grave. Thanks for the sushi, bro. Shout out to the opponent for helping us out. That Terminus is angry. Look how it glows. They go to level up one of their talents. And I admit, I jumped the gun here. We should have waited to see what they were going to try to grab before activating our hero Dissident. The last thing I wanted to see again was the bounce. Everything else they can have. They grabbed a split up, but are they really going to fire it off for one guy? They send their sushi? We are getting kind of low on life. With the Terminus, we'll grab the Cub. When it enters, we'll earthbend our angry outhouse. The outhouse wants opponent flesh. Meat is back on the menu, boys. Then we'll dread whispers our knight out of the grave. He always pops back up like it's nothing, and we like it. The draw gets us another virtue, and we'll use it to pop their sushi. They eat their sushi. That will counter our virtue, but that's fine. We already have our Terminus to get men back. They don't have men in their grave. Up next, we'll activate the outhouse. This will turn it into a 5/5 beat stick. Don't you hate when the neighbor's porta potty comes a knockin'? And as a bonus, we'll eat a card out of their grave. Let's not see any of this again. They fire off a Day of Judgment. It's like all they brought were board wipes. We did do a deck where our win con was Storm Chaser's talent, but that deck did more than theirs. Since we're losing all our men, we'll use the Dissident to snipe yet another card out of their grave before he goes in his own hole. They make another sushi, and they're actually rebuilding their hand. That Caretaker's talent is good enough to take out, but we're not equipped to snipe enchantments. Our focus is life totals, so we'll snipe their blocker. This time we'll get the Dissident back. They'll want to keep him off the board, and that will encourage them to fire off their sweepers. We'll play out our second Cub. Once again, we'll earthbend our outhouse. It's going to be coming at you every turn, bro. The Undying Outhouse knows no bounds. It is without mercy or pity or remorse. And it will not stop, ever, until you are dead. They fire their split up. We did not see that coming. But seriously, even a blind man saw that a mile away. And it doesn't stop the angry outhouse. They take their talent up to level 3 and will generate otter tokens with every instant and sorcery they fire off. But if everything they have is a board wipe, they're never going to build up a team. They have high hopes. We'll eat our food. I was getting a little bit hungry anyways. Time for a snack. This time we'll get back a Cub, and once again we'll earthbend the outhouse. It's all fun and games until the honeypot slaps you around. Don't get that blue liquid on you, I'm just saying. We'll drop in our tapeworm. Unfortunately, we don't have enough mana to use the speaker and fetch out a second tapeworm and play it this turn. The pump would have been glorious. Here comes the angry outhouse, bro. Brace yourself for the damages and the smell. Another day of judgment? What a surprise. The porta potty is so shocked some blue liquid spilled out. They play out another authority, but that's not going to be enough. They'll get to gain a pair of life when we get our cub, but the angry outhouse slaps do 5 damage. They make a sushi, probably hoping that it can throw a block. The answer to that, though, is a big nope. Not today, Satan. You didn't have enough board wipes, bro. Should add some more, then you'll be solid. Also, GG's, extra outhouse cheese. This is Fab 25-8. 8 what, bro? Lunch? Dinner? A donut? A shish kebab? What? We get another shuffler special that isn't a real shuffler special. We've got double virtue, a terminus, and a draw thanks to the Dreadknight. It's worth a shot. Keep your pants on. We have to wonder if they're on mono white tokens. They have that slow roll that takes time to build up. We'll go with our terminus and follow up with the dissident. It's all right if they take their time. That could translate into damages. We draw a bearer, and we'll leave mana up to play it out at the end of their turn. We'll draw with the Dread Whispers, then get in for damages. Did they keep a shuffler special without any plays? Brains were only gifted to people who would be brave enough to use them. At the end of their turn, we'll play out our bearer. He bears good news, bro. The good news is your life is going to go down. We'll send the bearer but keep the dissident back. After combat, we can drop in the Dreadknight, then follow it up with more draw action from our second knight. They found themselves a third land. Ah yes, the joy that brings. They go for an iceberg. Everyone seems to love that thing. One thing is certain, it is miles better than sheltered by ghosts. They want to snag our bearer, but we've got other plans. Let's use the dissident and prevent their hijinks. We'll play out the speaker. Let's go get ourselves a way to pump our team. They throw down a pack beast. I mean, of course they do, that's what tokens does, but it's far too slow with their very slow opening. Mulligan's skills are key. We'll send in the core group. We don't have lethality yet thanks to their blocker, but we will next turn. And now to flush their pack beast. It'll be packing something else from here on out. Fudge packing, and that's GG's extra team pump cheese. This is quesadilla. No wait, it's quit donuts. Sure you did, bro. Sure you did. We get a 3-lander this time. We are packing double Dissident, a Bearer, and a Knight. It's all small men for us this game. Keep. They play out a Storm Chaser's talent from the get-go. This opponent is not going to be like the last. If they're hoping to stock their grave with all kinds of lessons, the Dissident will make that a bit tougher for them. Get in there. Their play is another talent. The only good news is they are down to just 3 cards. Block? I don't think so. We're taking these damages. Take them like a champ. We got nothing over here. Your go, my bro. They send their otters, but we're not blocking. We're taking it all. We know they'll have some pump for their men, and we want to use our Dissident to exile cards from their grave. Well, the joke is on us. They hit our Dissident with a removal, but we can use our guy for a surveil. That's another Bearer on top. We'll keep it. It's the end of their turn, and we'll try to get our Bearer in. We'll go with our second Dissident. Hopefully it survives longer than the first. Then we'll follow up with our Knight. We'll be glad if we can trade it for a token. There's yet another lesson. The Dissident could put in work if we can start eating some of their cards right out of their grave. They tap out for another. That's 2 accumulate wisdoms already. The Dissident accidentally drooled on himself. Keep it in your pants, bro. They do send it, and we'll go ahead and block up. Damages will be 0 this turn. We'll draw. The Knight is a fantastic blocker, so we'll play him out again. I did consider using the Dissident right away to eat up one of their cards, but let's hold what we got. No need to try to rush things. They throw down a Drake. Its power is based off the number of instant and sorceries they have in their grave. Not gonna lie, we want that to be 0. They play out their last card in hand, a Gran. If they send in their grandmother, there's no telling what they're willing to do. We'll take out a lesson from their grave and power down their board. We draw another Dissident. We're about to be stacked on the grave, eating men, which is excellent against their deck. Sure, we can't punch through their Drake, but that is only a matter of time before things change. Let's drop in the Cub. Then we can follow up with the second Dissident. With a pair of active grave eating men, we should be set. They fire off a removal on our Bearer. Luckily, we have a second one in hand, and we left mana up to drop it in. They end up not sending their Drake. I guess our numbers have them concerned. And now is the time for our bearer to rejoin the party. This time the knight will take the hit. We want to preserve our flying men, plus the card draw could help us find something we will want to toss to the speaker. We draw a Ba Sing Se. It's great, but we'll toss it to the speaker to be able to fetch out a tapeworm. We want that team pump with it. We should be able to close this game out. Bro left the building. They can't handle the dissident action, and they are stuck without cards. There's a new Air Force in town, and it's not in Izzet colors. That's GG's. Extra token cheese. This is the Silver Surfer. No, wait, it's the Smurf Surfer. Smurf you, he will. Don't come near me, bro. We get a mono black shuffler special. This time we're locked out of 2 cards, but with double bearer, we might be able to get in there before we're killed off for being an idiot. They throw down a stadium headliner. That's cool, bro. Don't tell me you're trying to revive mono red. We draw a second removal. Our play will be a bearer, unless they go for a pile of pump on their headliner. They plot out a show-off. That is something we'll want to snipe once it hits the board. For now, we'll eat the damages from the headliner. It's time for our first bearer to get in there. Even if they have a removal lined up for it, we're going to have a token all ready to block their headliner, and the only thing he'll be lining is the inside of a coffin. They drop in their show-off. We know this isn't going to be a staring contest. They tap out to give their show-off Firebending 4, but that's asking for a miracle. We'll shoot down their show-off before he can show anything off. With our luck, they're showing off something that involves taking off their pants. They liked that. I liked it too, bro. Thanks. And that's how the reign of mono red stays dead. GG's, extra cheese. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.